I had a fun conversation with JD and Josh. Now, they talked about like how men really don't get a talking to when it comes to our health. So, men, I'm telling you out there, just like JD looked me in my eyes and said, you need to go get your testosterone checked. That was a horrible impression of JD, but that's what it sounded like to me. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, man, listen, just because you're 7'5", don't try and intimidate me. But I will, because health matters to me just like it matters to you, and which is why we're doing this. So check out this conversation that I had with JD and Josh. Yes. Now we have a whole panel of people here for me. Like I didn't know that he was bringing guests. It's a crowd. It's usually just me and one other person, but now we got a whole crowd. How you just gonna bum rush me with two people like this? I mean, I thought it was just gonna be me and you. Don't tell them.
We'll just sit here awkwardly and listen. Just observe.
Yeah, we just pretend they're not here.
Man, how we was gonna do this? I thought it was gonna be a conversation. I was gonna ask you some questions about I'm trying to get started on this testosterone. Like this is okay. You guys are here. All right. I'm here with JD and Josh. Right. So good to meet you and Amena. Yes, I don't know where to start because when you came in, I saw this big red truck. Like, what's up with this truck? That's just
short guy, big truck.
Whoa. Okay, this is the guy I need to talk to. I've always wanted one of those trucks. I just feel as though I'm 5'8", and I don't want to see anybody have to see me jump in the truck. Is there steps that come down?
Of course.
Oh.
I can't get in up.
There's a ladder for him.
There's a ladder for him?
2 steps. I got the milk crate that comes out first.
Yeah.
And then another step that folds down.
Oh, man. See, me, I always thought I just would have to jump in the... I got to get, my legs are swinging right here. So it's
hey, it's 5'8" as well. So
5'8" as well. So now you guys are, Amena, you told me that they own a gym.
That's right.
Together. So JD, what's the name of you guys' gym?
So we own the Starting Strength gyms in the Houston area.
Uh-huh.
So it's a franchise of the Starting Strength gyms. We have a location in Houston and we have a location in Katy.
Okay.
Josh is my business partner and the head coach at the Katy location.
At the head coach, I thought you were gonna say at the head coach at Katy. And I was like, at Katy, for the Katy Tigers, Katy High School. I was like, wait, head coach too? I was like, wait a minute. I got a legendary Katy head coach here? Amena, how did you meet Josh and JD?
So when we started Game Day, we were looking for similar businesses that had the same mission in mind. And I did a lot of research and found Starting Strength in Katy. And so we walked in and met JD and Josh were both there that day, and we met them and thought that it'd be a good way. We were looking for a gym as well to kind of get fitter, get stronger, and so we started coming, and the rest is pretty much history. We've built a really strong relationship since, and we both have the same mission in mind: is making people stronger, better, and their best selves. So we've really aligned on that, and they've been a great referring partner for us, and likewise. And so we've been going. We started going about a year ago. I dropped out, came back, but my husband Farouk's been going for over a year.
Okay, so JD as a
Josh.
Sorry, Josh.
Happens all
my bad.
Too many J's.
Yeah, too many days, and yeah. So Josh. So Amena walks in. Mm-hmm. And you see her, and so she's approaching you with this, with Game Day Men's Health, right? And is this your first time you're hearing about it?
Of Game Day, yes, it's the first time I've heard of Game Day. I'm very familiar with TRT.
Okay. How?
So I'll give you the short story.
Cool.
All right. I've been in
Oh, wait a minute. Did you say short story for a reason?
short story. I can make this really long.
Okay.
I
No,
can make this real long.
I thought you started just talking about
So-
the short, trying to get in the truck.
No, no.
Okay. No.
No,
Okay.
Everything's a short story.
Everything was a short story.
I'm a garden gnome. It's fine. I understand I'm short. No, so I'm 41. I have been a competitive Olympic weightlifter since I was 15 years old. At about age 27, things started going wrong. And I didn't know what was wrong. Kept gaining weight, couldn't gain any more strength, not recovered. I was like, man, I'm 27.
Mm-hmm.
I have a master's degree in exercise physiology.
Mm-hmm.
This should not be happening according to what I was taught. So, long story short, I started investing in my own health. I started figuring out what was going on, did a bunch of research, and found out I had low T at 27 years old.
At 27, that's prime real estate right there. That's like,
For someone who wasn't obese,
Nope.
who was fit, who was, a Olympic, power.
yeah, athlete.
Yeah.
You're at your peak performance. So you're essentially at your peak performance.
Yep.
At 27.
Yep.
In life.
Yep.
And then,
Everything, for lack of a better term, shit the bed. I could not figure out why. One, I couldn't get it up. Two, I couldn't lift anymore. I couldn't recover. It'd take me about 2 weeks to recover from a heavy workout, which shouldn't happen.
yeah, nah.
Shouldn't happen.
Are you still going to the gym in the meantime, or you just
Still going.
but you just can't lift?
I am beating my head against a brick wall trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
Still doing it. And I mean, I've been in the gym business for 25 years. So, I mean, I kept doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally went and got blood work done and figured out my testosterone levels were lower than my father's, who at the time was 64 years old. I was 27.
Wow. And
So I went and found a low T clinic. Luckily at that time, the low T clinics were popping up, but they were few and far between. Not like they are now, where it's like, hey, you got your pick. Now you get to go and figure out which one's the right one.
mm-hmm.
Is it, I don't even know half the names of them, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I've sat there and been in Houston before Game Day was here, and I've been to a few other ones and messed me up.
Oh, really?
Messed me
Oh, so you got a
I've had very bad advice from other TRT clinics.
Yeah. And JD, I see you over there. Is this kind of your same?
So similar,
Yeah.
but older. So when I started, I've been on TRT for going on 6 years now. By this time when we got on TRT, I had, the gyms were already been open. I've been training heavy for a number of years, and I was beating my head against the wall in terms of my progress, and didn't realize that what was happening was the fact that I wasn't recovering. Right. It wasn't until I went to a meet. I wasn't competitive or anything. It was just more recreational. It was more to help drive my training. But I went to a meet and weights that I had been able to lift easily in training were stable to the floor in the meet. Like I just couldn't move them. And for a guy my size, I was like, this is this shouldn't be a problem. And so Josh had been telling me, like, you need to look at this. You need to go get your lab work, your blood work done. Go get your labs looked at, because you're very likely low T. Like if you can't handle the training ramping up at I was 40 at the time.
Well, because I'm
40,
slowing
46
down.
now.
I'm tired. I got the kids. I got everybody.
I kept thinking, well, I'm eating right. I'll do cold plunges, and I will take the supplements, and I'll ramp it up naturally, and that does happen. Your testosterone will increase naturally, but to a very, very limited effect. So if you're low, like let's say if somebody's 250, 300, right, and
Out of a scale of what?
300 to 1,000. Right. If somebody's like at 300, right, and I can increase my testosterone being naturally to like 450, well, I'm still low. You're still generally low, right? And so you can have these little improvements, like making these changes helps, but once you're low, you're low. For whatever reason, nowadays we can talk about plastics and we can talk about bad diet and we can talk about all the chemicals in the air. For whatever reason, men are lower way sooner than what they would have been 50 years ago. Who knows why? Like, there's a whole bunch of studies out there, but the fact of the matter is, almost every man walking around is low testosterone.
Are you saying me right now?
I would highly recommend you go get your lab work done.
How old are you?
I'm 44.
Yeah, go get your lab work
Definitely.
done.
But what's interesting to me is that, in the year 1990, a 67-year-old male had the same testosterone levels as a 22-year-old today.
Mhm.
But, what always gets me is that if you think about, when we were younger, I'm guessing we were all around the same age, how many people did you know with cancer?
Not that many.
Not that many. How many people did you know with food allergies? Not that many.
None.
I actually don't know anybody today that's not been directly or indirectly affected by cancer. It is so rampant. So a lot of the foods we eat have been, have a lot of hormones injected in them, right? And whether it's a vegetable, whether it's your protein. So that's really messing with our natural endocrine system.
Mhm.
And another thing about testosterone that really helps men is, lowering your cortisol levels. So, if you think about how, cortisol and testosterone have a really interesting relationship. It's like the more you have of one, the lesser you have of the other. So when your cortisol levels are high, that's what's affecting your, how your body functions. So when you have a good, healthy range of your testosterone levels, that lowers your cortisol levels, which improves your sleep, your recovery, your muscle gain, your, men who end up, having fat around the belly, irritability, all those things are affected by your cortisol levels. We can't get rid of it, but we need to optimize it. And that's what testosterone helps you do.
The last time I heard you say, the last time I heard anybody talk about cortisone was a cortisone shot in the knee. Like when you so now
So this is cortisol levels.
Yeah, all cortisol. Okay.
Yeah, which is different than getting the shot.
So I could go run a 4-4 or something like that.
Yeah, so this is what your body produces to kind of regulate a lot of the systems within your body.
Okay.
Right? So
Stress hormone.
it's a stress hormone.
It's what your body produces in response to stress.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So now, so you guys are saying that I should do this. Now I'm glad you guys say that because, see, I've been on a hunt. See, I'm a curious competitor here at the Peak Performance Line. So I've been interviewing a lot of people, a lot of peak performers, seeing like, what can I do to be better, stronger, faster than I was before. Now, everybody that has said that they feel this way, they are feeling this way better than what they did when they were 27 or 30. When were you in your peak performance? Like,
I would say now.
Now.
I think, yeah. Even so, obviously, I'm older. I was never fast to begin with when I was younger.
Okay.
And I'm even slower now.
But you're 7'8". So you're 7'8". So you ain't got to worry about being fast. You're fine with that, man. Yeah.
It's just big and slow.
Just
even bigger and slower.
That works. You know what I'm saying? You're like, I'm not gonna go that way. Okay, but yeah. So,
but yeah, I would say I'm in my. I don't know.
Do you feel better?
I feel better now than I did. Maybe not when I was in college, but I feel better now than when I was working several years after getting out of college. I remember waking up one day going, I just don't even want to get out of bed. I don't, and having zero motivation. I had a great job. I was just recently married, but I, was like, this is not, I don't want to be doing this.
Was it just because you was just, man, I'm just gonna take the day off? Like, I'm just tired.
Yeah, but if that happens day after day after day after day, then there's something else going on.
Oh.
Right. And so, was I low T then? I have no idea.
Okay.
Who knows? Right. But I feel significantly better now at 46 than I did, than I did when I was 25.
Really?
Personally, yeah.
Personally, okay. And you as well.
Well,
how are you feeling?
I'll say this. I'll say there's two parts to this. One, I have friends that are same age as me. I've grown up with that. Man, like I wouldn't want their life because they're miserable.
Right.
Like JD said, they didn't want to get out of bed. These people don't get out of bed
Still to this day.
to this day. They will sit there and spend a week in bed.
And we've
And not
had
get-
those patients.
Yeah.
We've had those people that started coming to the clinic. Their heads were hung low. They were just hating life.
Mhm.
And now they're unrecognizable. In fact, we have, a couple of patients that have been, referred to us by Starting Strength that are
Right.
at the gym now. Just, they're different humans. And it's so uplifting to see that. I mean, that's what really kind of makes my day, is when we see those people that were, that come in, they were dragging their feet, and now they're just stand up tall and they're stand up strong and they're just ready to, they just have smiles on their faces.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you see that difference.
Yeah.
And the second part of what I was going to say is, if it wasn't for TRT, I would not be married today. I would not have the kid my son that I have today. I wouldn't be where I'm at.
Because of the TRT has
TRT. It has. I was bipolar, depressed, overweight, no libido, all these things that you go to the doctor and they'll give you a pill for. They'll give you 10 different pills.
Yeah. And that's what I want to avoid.
Right.
I'm trying to, yeah.
You go and get your testosterone checked and get on TRT. All that stuff goes away. All that stuff is fixed. Like, I mean, legitimately, it is fixed.
Wow.
And I mean, I've had anger issues my entire life. I'm about as mellow as you can get on TRT. Contrary to what everyone else wants to say.
Yeah.
You get on testosterone, you're going to have roid rage, all that other stuff. No. In fact, it's the complete opposite.
Oh,
If your levels are too high, yeah, you can have roid rage. But if your levels are too low, you're still going to have anger issues. You're still going to be irritable.
mm.
Yeah, you're irritable, which is going to drive the anger
Yeah.
even more.
So if you get it optimized, which they do at Gameday,
Mhm.
The funny
you're
thing
going to enjoy
about
life.
testosterone is that if you have too much or too little, you almost have the same symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about, zoning in onto what your optimal level is. And that's what we do at Gameday. We want to know, and we cater our treatments for you, not just everybody.
Okay.
So they're very customized treatments.
Yeah, because, like I said, nobody has really convinced me to. You're the first person thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that as well. But you're the first person that's like actually be like, no, go get your levels checked. Like, and just fed it to.
Just get them checked so you can see.
But why? I mean, just to get them to see where I'm at. And what's the point of me?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Because I had to, if you don't mind me jumping in here, so I had the same thing because for the longest time, like I didn't feel bad.
Yeah.
Right. The plumbing worked. Right. I was happy to get out of bed. I had a job that I loved. I was, running a gym. I had members. Right. Things were going well. For me, it was a trigger of like what I want. I just couldn't. I couldn't. I didn't realize that I wasn't at peak performance, right? And it was the failure, at the meet that I was, that I mentioned earlier, that actually made me realize that like I am not at peak performance, but I could be. But the other side that's actually way more compelling is testosterone is more than just about lifting. It's more than it's heart protective, it's prostate protective, especially early on. It is your body does so much more with testosterone than just libido. But it is there's mood, right? For some people, like you don't realize if you want to think of a clock, right? An ideal is noon, 12, right? What happens is we don't just go from 12 o'clock to like 4, 5 o'clock is as far as like not ideal. It's this gradual shift off of that center, and you don't ever realize it until 30 years later. You look back, or 20 years later, you be like, man, I just don't feel like I used to. Oh, it's aging, but you don't have to. And especially now that our environment is actually getting us there quicker, right? We're dying sooner. Not even that we're dying sooner. We're becoming more and more debilitated, right? Our quality of life is going down sooner. And then what do? We medicate to try to maintain or increase that quality of life. And all we do is medicate with pharmaceuticals, with things that have side effects that are not that are almost just as bad as the symptoms that we started taking the pharmaceuticals with to fix, right? As opposed to supplementing what your body's naturally producing to give it more of what it naturally produces to keep you at an actual optimum level, right? So if you could live till you're 80, generally feeling how you feel now.
I want to live till I'm 101.
Well, hold on. I guess what I'm saying is, so from here, we're unfortunately going to continue down. Like it's unfortunately a long, slow slide into goo, right? It's a very morbid and sad thought, but that's actually the case,
right?
But if you could, if there was something that you could do to keep you feeling the way you feel now into older age, why wouldn't you do it? The thing is, we don't realize that one, it's possible, and we don't realize that that slide is negative until we're 60 and we turn around and we're like, I could have done something about this. I could have done something to make myself feel better and be around longer and be healthier. Because what we want to be healthy, and then if we are going to die, just have it go right then and
quickly. We want to,
as opposed to this like long, slow, decay.
Because we feel as though slowing down, it's like, well, this is what's supposed to happen. But you're saying,
and I would say that testosterone is probably testosterone in conjunction with strength training is the biggest, most effective lever that you can pull to affect your long-term health. Right, which is why we're sitting on this couch today, because that's what it is that we we're passionate about it. That's why we're doing this, and we want to make sure that we at least tell people, right? What you do with the information is up to you, but we want to tell you what we've seen and what we've seen our members do, be able to do as well, because we want people to live better lives, right?
I love what you say, JD, about strength training being money in the bank, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Physical strength is money in the bank, right? Money is not the end all be all, but it helps. It helps some things, right? It allows you to do some things.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. It's the same thing with strength. We have a member, John at Houston, who his son pestered him and his mom, so John and his wife, to sign up for the gym whenever we first opened.
Right.
He was 60. He was in his early 60s. Was it mid 60s? I forget. He was, as you call it, he's in his 60s.
Wait, a 60-year-old man signed up for the gym.
Yes.
That's
our demographic.
I don't know why I thought you was talking about a young man.
No.
That was just like, I really want to sign up for the gym. So a 60-year-old man comes in there.
Our demographic is the people in this room, 40 to 70 years old, right? So anyway, John and his wife sign up. John's, I'm going to mess up the numbers, but John's roughly 180 pounds.
Yeah. Fine.
Right. He's 6 foot. He's 6 foot something. Is 100. When he started, he was 180.
Oh, he was more?
Yeah. Okay. When he started, yeah. He was still a large man. I mean, he's over 6 feet tall. It doesn't matter.
Let me just use the numbers, because it's the changes. It's the changes that really matter.
Okay.
Right. Let's just call it 180. I remember he gained 30 pounds of body weight. Right, 30 pounds of lean body weight.
Yeah.
Over the course of a couple of years of training, he was deadlifting 275 pounds. He was a good looking, silver haired, virile man. Like he was, he looked good.
Right.
And then COVID comes around. He gets COVID, and it wasn't one of these instances of COVID where like I just feel bad for a couple of days. He caught COVID. He was in the ICU. He gains 30 pounds. He lost 50 pounds of body weight. Right. So, and he was in the ICU. When he gets out after several months of being sick, he comes out on he's on oxygen. He comes back to the gym, and he's slowly training a little bit. We're doing body weight stuff with him just to kind of get him moving. But the fact of the matter is, like, if you want to think of it like a physical 401k, right? He had been putting away for his physical retirement, right? From his, from a physicality standpoint for a number of years. And when life came, he had the money in the bank to pay the bill, right? If he would have been, if 180 pounds was the wrong weight, but if he was whatever weight he was at and whatever level of physicality and strength he was at beforehand, and he caught COVID and he lost 50 pounds of vitality, would he have? He barely survived that bout of COVID. Would he have survived? And so that's why we say, physical strength is money in the bank. He had the money in the bank to pay that bill whenever it comes calling. Right? So your physical strength, the big muscles and that's all pretty, that's all well and good, but it's what you have as a result of that really matters, right? Like I started training heavy. One, I was bored with all the cardio. I was frustrated for not being a guy my size, but I've got 3 daughters and they look like their mother, right? And they were, thank goodness.
I was waiting for somebody to say, I didn't want to say it. We just became friends right now, so I didn't want to.
You would not be speaking anything other than the truth, so we're good. They were 5 years old when I started training heavy, and because I thought, one of these days these little girls are going to be bringing home the star running back from school, and that kid would not be afraid of the guy standing in front of him now.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I mean, hopefully it's a different story.
It's definitely a different story.
There's just added capability that comes with being strong.
Right.
And I can tell you story across story of members across our gyms, the ones here in Houston, others nationwide, where people are just, they're able to do things and get back to living a full life because they have the money in the bank. They've got the physical strength to be able to do it.
Okay. So, Amena, would you say that coming into game day clinics, is this taking a preventable measure to your health? Like, do I do this before I go to the doctor, or do I see you guys, after the doctor?
So what we do at Game Day is we check your levels for free, right? So there's just no reason for you not to come and check us out. For that reason alone.
So I gotta come now.
So you gotta come.
In conjunction with your doctor, yeah.
And
That's
what
right.
often happens is that your doctor's not checking for your testosterone levels, typically.
I've never heard my doctor even say.
And you have to specifically ask for it. And then even then, your doctor's going to say, hey, well, you're fine. Your other levels are great. Insurance companies don't really like to check testosterone levels because insurance companies really... What was that?
We can't make money on it.
They can't make money on it because everybody might just need it. And so they don't want to really go there. And your typical doctor and the way the healthcare system is set up in the U.S. is that, if I can't give you a pill for something, you're fine. See you next year. What we do at Game Day is we want you to be feeling your best every day, which is why the name Game Day, right? An athlete, when they're, when they're ready for game day, they're at their best. Yeah. They're at their peak performance.
Right.
So that's what we want every day to be for you. I mean, I have patients that come in that are critically low, and and that's a real concern for me. And it just becomes this personal thing for me because I'm like, you need to take care of this. Because you're affecting so many other, your entire health is dependent on your testosterone levels and how your body functions.
Okay.
There are a lot of myths out there about, this is going to cause heart disease and prostate cancer and all those things. But, the one thing that I often tell people is that, prostate cancer, for example, they say that you increase your chances of prostate cancer according to your age. So at 40, it's 40%, at 50, it's 50%, and so on and so forth. So at 20, you're at 20% to, have the chance to get prostate cancer. And that's when your testosterone's at its peak. Same thing with heart disease. How many people do you know at 20 that have, heart attacks? It's more in later age when your testosterone's at a lower level. So, optimizing your health is a key, thing for you to be at, and what you do today about your health is going to depend on how you age.
Okay. So now you talked a little bit about like you wouldn't have gotten married, you wouldn't have had your kids, and you talked a little bit about the strength side of it. So now can you speak to more of like that mental aspect? Because I've had some people, in here as I'm doing my research talk about how it really affects their mental in a positive way. So is it, now you got married and you had a kid, so I'm taking your word for
Right.
this.
So let me, if I could tie both of what they're both saying.
Yeah, please
together.
do. Yeah.
Everyone's looking for that magic pill.
Yeah.
Right? They're looking for that magic pill to make them lose weight, feel better sex life, you name it, they want that magic pill. Testosterone's it. Testosterone is 100% it.
Okay.
Okay? But the other part to that is the strength training. Okay? You can be on testosterone, sure, you're going to feel better, but are you going to achieve the results that you want from it? No. You got to put in the work. Strength training is not easy. It is a very difficult thing.
It's very boring. I'm in there by myself and yeah.
Well, so you don't have to be by yourself.
Okay.
You can join a gym like what we run.
Okay.
And you don't have to be. You're with like-minded people.
Shameless plug.
I know.
But,
love it.
In all honesty, it is difficult. It is boring. Amena she'll speak to it. She did not want to stay with us because she's like, I'm doing the same things over and over and over again, and it's just boring. I don't want to do it. But she's squatting 100 pounds now. She's squatting legit 100 pounds.
Amena, you're squatting.
I didn't say that, he did.
Squatting 100 pounds.
So yeah.
Yes.
We're working out together because I'm not at 100 pounds yet.
150.
Yep.
But
Go
the
ahead.
thing about testosterone is that it's like putting gas in your car.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't turn that car on and drive it, it's no good.
Okay.
So you can really, increase your testosterone levels, but if you don't work out, you're not going to see the effects of it. You're not putting it into motion.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where this, this is how we've kind of aligned, and we just feel that it's so beneficial for, starting strength and game day. What we do helps, the customers and the clients.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you call
Athletes, performers,
However you
however you want to put it.
Yeah. I mean,
However you want yourself.
and vice versa. Right? Somebody who's coming at the gym and doesn't have the gas in the tank isn't able to lift as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it really kind of is a great marriage that way.
Yep.
Okay.
And back to the mental aspect of it, if you're on testosterone, like I said earlier, I'm cool. I'm level-headed.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that I'm not driving down the road, saying a few choice words to somebody who cuts me off. But hey, that's what you're supposed to do. That's the natural reaction. Not just be like, oh, it's okay. You're not supposed to be that way. You're actually supposed to be mad about somebody doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But to that point, when you come into lift, if you miss a weight, are you like, oh, well, I'll just try it again next week?
No.
Yeah. No, you're like, no, put it back on. Let's do it again.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you get stronger. That's how you progress. And that's what you need to do. You need to have that mentality of like, failure's not an option.
Mm-hmm.
Failure's not an option. You need to sit there and keep pushing forward. If you fail, get back up, do it again.
And
Okay.
I mean, you could live life without testosterone and without strength training. You could live life, right? Nothing will happen to you as such, but it's another day wasted. And before you know it, we're going to age and we're going to, go through that decline that JD mentioned. But the question is why? Why not make each day count?
Mm-hmm.
It's putting money in the bank.
Yeah.
Right. You can go through life and right. I'll use the example, right? So my grandfather fell and broke his hip at 80, and then in 2 weeks he had passed away. He caught pneumonia in the hospital and died. Which my aunt's a nurse, and she predicted it almost. She's like this is what's going to happen. Come and see him because in a few days, like this is not right. In a week or so, he's not going to be around because this is what's going to happen. Well, if obviously. This what we do wasn't necessarily around for my grandfather at the time. However, it is now. And so if now I can build myself up such that not only am I'm not worried about a fall, right? Because I'm strong enough to maintain balance and, do all this stuff. But if I do fall and I hit, am I strong enough now that I won't break a hip? Or
think about, I see that you think about that often.
Am I strong enough now that I don't even hit? Like I can catch myself. Like I'm strong enough to to catch myself and embrace such that the fall doesn't even really happen, right? That's what we say by money in the bank. So like Amena said, you can go through life and not do any of this stuff, right? And things will be fine until they're not.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So why waste?
And then that decline is super sharp.
Yeah.
Because why waste it? Because I'm afraid that my friends are gonna make fun of me that I'm taking testosterone when they say, "Hey man, you look really good. What are you doing?"
You know who's not gonna make fun of you?
Who?
Your girl.
Well, is this true?
100%.
Is this true?
And also there are a lot of these myths that we see with testosterone that are fading away. I mean, if you think about where mental health was about 10 years ago, and or other chiropractic care. People thought that you're going to get a spinal injury and this is all not going to work and this is all, but now people realize as to the benefits of those things, right? And it's no longer just because you seek mental therapy, people don't look at you as, oh, you're, same thing with testosterone. We're seeing a lot of progression, a lot of education around it that is really helping, where we are today with testosterone.
Okay. Before we wrap up and get it, I feel as though I'm gonna come into the clinic. I'm gonna you look me dead in my eyes, it's like, get your testosterone check. Nobody has looked at me like that and you actually saying that like there is a correlation to better mental health and like you being in the position that like you're in. I know we didn't talk about you guys' gym, but just tell me a little bit about like why start a gym now? Like why be in this business, and with the correlation of Game Day Men's Health, like why is it so important to you? I mean, I know because grandpa, fell and that's in the back of your mind all the time. So why is that? And maybe we can
that's the reason. I mean, for me, it's a personal calling, right? So for me, it is absolutely a personal calling. I believe 100%. This is where I'm supposed to be, helping people lead better lives, lead healthier lives by getting stronger. Because simply put, stronger is better. As far as the why, like we said earlier, because physical strength is money in the bank, right? You are better off being a little bit stronger than you are now, because it makes everything else that you do that much better.
What I love about the gym, so I started going there and then I dropped off because I needed, I got busy with my work and stuff. But then I realized, what was that, Josh?
You needed a feminine touch.
Need a feminine touch.
You told me that.
You need a feminine touch. Too many guys. Why y'all got too many guys in the gym for all that?
It doesn't bring enough women in the gym.
It's all me, right?
It's all right.
But I realized what I was lacking, and I was really kind of failing myself by not being at the gym. So I came back, and again I was able to ramp up and really get strong. And, what I really appreciate about the gym is then I had this image that, there are going to be all these burly guys, body, and that's not me. So that's not a place for me. But it definitely is. I mean, most of the people there are like normal, everyday people that are wanting to be stronger, wanting to be better, and wanting to age better. And I mean, I just turned 47, and, I just think that...
47 where? 47 where? No. Yeah.
And, I want to take every step I can today so I age better. And so that, because you can't really start that stuff later, right? You got to start today so that I avoid all the injuries and I'm my best self at 60 and beyond.
Okay. How about you, Jeff?
I got into this because I have seen relatives be morbidly obese, osteoporosis. I've got friends, cancer, and watching them. I'll give you the very first client I ever had. 90-year-old man came to me at the gym in a wheelchair.
Mm.
This is a frail old man. I'm like, what am I going to do? I was 17 at the time. We did the same things that we do in our gym, which are squat, press, deadlift, and bench press. Obviously had to be modified,
Mm-hmm.
but 6 weeks pass. He walked into the gym using a walker.
Wow.
Walked into the gym.
Miracles.
Not miracles.
Yeah, he wasn't paralyzed.
Oh,
right?
what?
He wasn't paralyzed, but he was
Wow.
frail
Okay.
and weak, which is
Yeah.
why he was in a wheelchair.
But because of that, I enjoy being able to see people become empowered themselves.
Yeah.
Whether it be, women dealing with osteoporosis. That's probably one of the number one thing we see all the time.
Yeah.
Or, people coming in with back issues. Those two things right there we see all the time. But the biggest thing that we see is people saying, I just can't do it.
Mhm.
I can't keep up with my kids. I can't do the things I used to do. And we show them you can. Granted, like I said, I've said this before and I'm going to keep saying it. It's not easy.
Okay.
It's not easy, but it's worth it.
Okay.
It's worth it. And
Okay.
watching these people change their lives, like JD was saying about John, watching him go from this guy knocking on death's door to 4 weeks later walking in on his own without oxygen.
Yeah.
I mean, that right there just speaks volumes.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, we're not trying to be hero complex here. We enjoy doing what we do to help people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's for both of us, it's definitely a calling that, we want to sit there and help people improve their quality of life, because you don't know how long you're going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Make it the best you can.
Okay, I will. And speaking on making it the best they can, just how can just a little tidbit of being in your peak performance, is there any advice of being in your peak performance and making it the best that you can? Like how can I get that? Just a little nugget. I call it the MacGuffin of being a peak performer.
I think you need to know what your numbers are. That's where we start,
Okay.
right? We need to figure out as to what your baseline is, and what are your symptoms. We do treat for symptoms as well, and then we help you get to your goals. In partnership with Starting Strength and Gameday, you'll be at your peak performance in no time.
How about for you, Dave?
I think a tidbit for starting
Mm-hmm.
is be unsatisfied with where you're at now. Right.
Okay.
We can talk about, calling the gym, or we can talk about getting, starting somewhere. But if you're not satisfied, if you're satisfied with where you're at, or if you don't realize that you could be better, then I think that's where you start. Just don't be satisfied with where you're at now, because there's so much more waiting for you on the other side of it.
Okay.
Man, I was going to say something else, but that was
pretty good.
Pretty good.
That was pretty good. We like that.
Yeah.
that was good.
Yeah.
I would say, oh man, God, that was real good, dude.
But he is your partner.
He
So
is.
sometimes, our partners speak for us.
I would say, to follow up with, I guess, what he said is just walk in.
Okay.
Just walk in.
Okay.
Take that first
All
step.
you have to do.
Okay.
That's it, man.
So, Brady,
Sean, thank you, man.
Amena, welcome to the Peak Performance Lounge. I really appreciate y'all. This is great. So, I think I will go and get my testosterone
I think
check.
you should.
Finally, you're the first person to say
I
it.
think you absolutely should.
I will.
And then walk into Starting Strength.
Walk in it, but I got to come see you first.
You do.
All right, I will. Yeah.